Hello, and welcome to Behind the Headset. And today we are graced with the presence of the Antipodean Beat Saber lady. It is Nacy. How are we doing, Nacy?
Hey, hello. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm very pleased that you came on. I've been asking lots of people, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So, what we're going to
Yeah.
do today is we're going to get to know a little bit more about you as a person. Bit different, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So we got three sections of questions, as we always do. First one's about you. Second question's about VR and gaming. And the third one is actually a questionnaire that was created by a French journalist called Bernard Pivot. So you'll get to that and we'll see how we go. So my first question I have for you, Nacy, is tell me something about you that I don't know.
Ooh. I don't know. I was a Irish dancer for 10 years. I don't know if you know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that like
Yeah.
with the swords and all that sort of stuff?
No,
Or
no, Irish dancing like river dance. Have you seen river
okay,
dance? With Michael Flatley. Yeah. So it's just like kind of like it's like tap shoe,
sure.
like tapping kind of as well. Yeah, except you dance with your hands down the side. Yeah.
Uh,
So I
was
did
this
that
at
for 10 years.
school? And
Kinda like while I was growing up through school, like, as a side kinda thing.
okay,
So I did lots of, like, St. Patrick's Day parades and stuff like that, and yeah,
right.
and we wear
Is
funny dresses.
is that a big thing in Australia or
No, not really. Well, I think
okay?
there's a lot of, like, Irish who settled here, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a thing, but it's one of those things that's still a bit uncommon.
Ah, okay. That's you'll be
Mm.
glad to know that is something about you that I did not know. So
Okay,
so
that's
we
good.
passed the first question. All right then. Okay.
Yeah.
When you were young, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I don't know. I don't think I ever had, like, a set thing. I
Mm-hmm.
still feel like I don't know what I wanna be when I grow up. I think it's just, like, following what you're passionate about at the time. I think I wanted to be a photographer or something definitely creative or a
Mm-hmm.
musician. I almost pursued a career as a musician, but yeah, I think it
Do you
always
play any
changes.
instruments?
Yeah, I played flute for, like, 10 years and did it, like, pretty seriously as well,
Oh wow.
but didn't love it enough, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
there's no, like, good careers for music, unfortunately.
No, so you have not become a famous flautist then, unfortunately.
No, no,
But
unfortunately.
look at you now. You know, it's been much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right then. What is your most treasured memory from your childhood?
Oh, I don't know. That's like, a tough one. Yeah. Um, I think it's a bit of a sad one, but I think, like, gardening with my dad because he passed away a couple of years ago, so I think
Hmm.
those memories become more treasured over time, so yeah,
Sure.
one
So
of those
you
memories,
used to
yeah.
spend a lot of time gardening with your dad, and did he
Yeah,
have?
yeah, sure,
Was
gardening
it
and stuff. Because 'cause I'm really
flowers
into
or veg?
gardening now.
Oh, okay.
Veggies, veggies, yeah, yeah. So,
Hmm.
I love gardening, so I think it's like, you look back and you're like, "Okay, that stuff was pretty valuable because you don't realize at the time. So, you learn over time, like, stuff you learn from your parents is really
Hmm.
valuable, so don't take that stuff for granted.
No, I completely agree. In fact, this year I bought for my parents for Christmas. I've got it's a book called Dad or Mum. I Want to Hear Your Story, and it's a load of questions
Mm.
about their life that they get to fill in, and then I
Ah,
can keep
yeah.
hold of that when they're gone. I thought that'd be a
Mm.
nice thing to do. Although
Yeah,
Dad,
that's nice.
yeah, when I told Dad, he was like, "I'm still here." It's like, yeah, I know that's why I'm gonna, but that's just what my parents are like.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
No,
then.
it's good.
Cool. All right, you are going to host a dinner party. And at this dinner party, you can invite any three people you want. They can be living, they can be dead, they can be real, they can be fictional. Who are you inviting to your dinner party?
Ooh, I guess someone not living Freddie Mercury. I love
Mm-hmm.
Queen and his music. That'd be fun. Uh, else? I think one of the great philosophers, like, I don't know, Socrates or who did Stoicism? Whoever did Stoicism, that was interesting. I don't
See, I'm
know.
uneducated, so you're asking the wrong person on that one.
One of the interesting philosophers that I think would be good.
Okay.
I think Marcus Aurelius is his name.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe someone living. I feel like I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. Yeah. No, probably just someone lame, like a
No?
musician I like. I like Aurora music. She seems fascinating. It'd be
Okay.
interesting to question her about things. Yeah.
All right. I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to Google this later
Yeah.
and find out who that is. That
Yeah.
sounds good. All right then.
Mm.
What would you most like to change about yourself?
Ooh. I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten better at accepting myself. So I think it's I wish I was a bit more organized. I think that's something I'm always working on, but also getting better at just accepting that, hey, I am a little chaotic, but it's putting things in place to help you manage that chaos. So
Hmm.
yeah, the finding a good balance.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right then.
Mm.
How do you deal with criticism?
Ooh. I think it depends. There's a saying that's like, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't go to for advice. So
Mm-hmm.
I think especially online you get a lot of criticism. So I think yeah, just try to remember like your values and what's important, and if you think it's someone like sometimes it's valid, so it's like you just kind of get defensive, but if you
Mm-hmm.
process it, you're like, you know what? That is pretty valid. So I think yeah, listening to it but not always taking it on board.
Yeah, yeah, I can
Key.
completely
Yeah.
understand that. A lot of people who've been on have gone, there's always that one comment that you get in your video
Mm,
and it really gets you, but you've just got to let it go
yeah.
and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sadly, like, there is an element, it's like, I try not to read all the comments. I used to. I used to read all the comments, and now it's like, sometimes it's just better not to.
It's just walk away. Isn't it? That
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah.
All
Mm,
right then.
yeah.
Okay. What type of routine do you follow daily, if any type of routine?
Yeah. I usually get up, like, I'm an early bird. I usually get up like 5:30 or 6 a.m. And then yeah, I might do like a bit of house cleaning, then I make breakfast. I make omelets and coffee for breakfast.
Hmm.
And then if I'm organized, I try and do like a little workout, or I'll clean the house if it hasn't been done. And then try and get into work by I try and do some like stretching and meditation as well. I try. And then try and get to work into work stuff by 9, just like catch up on emails or messages. And then for the day, if I'm editing, I'll do that, or I'll film if I do that. Have a lunch break, and then yeah, same thing, filming or editing. And then if I get everything done, I jump into my garden because I love gardening. And yeah, try and do a couple of hours gardening before I make dinner, and then just chill out and watch some YouTube. Pretty
Is
much my
it,
average day.
yeah? Do you watch more YouTube than you do like normal television or movies?
These days, so I like canceled all my Netflix subscriptions and everything because I just
Hmm.
find like I was just watching stuff for the sake of it,
Yeah.
and I found so I just canceled like trialing canceling them, and you do not miss it like at all, which is kind of good. And I've just been watching YouTube, and I try and focus on just watching educational stuff. So been
Okay.
trying to be really productive and strict with my time. So I try and just yeah, 2 hours of YouTube a day kind of thing. And it's been really good. It's been really good. The way, like, what shifted my perspective, it's like, okay, I have all these things I want to achieve. And it's like, well, how much time do I spend on my phone browsing social media? How much time do I spend watching, like, TV or YouTube? So I also don't have social media on my phone either. And that's really helped a lot. So yeah, I think if you want to achieve goals, have a look at how you spend your time and then work on getting rid of that stuff. And it really, really does help.
That's really quite impressive being a content creator and not having social media on your actual phone. That's, I
Yeah,
don't
well, I have
know
a spare
many
phone.
others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, but
That's, yeah.
it's helped a lot. I've talked to a few other creators about it. It's a weird thing because it's your job, but
Mm.
also it's like that line between viewing social media for like pleasure versus work is like that line is skewed, and you can just be like use it too much. So I used it too much, so I had to put like restrictions in place. So
Sure.
that's why I have that system in place.
No, I did that. I remember years ago, deleting my Facebook account was one of the most cathartic things that I ever did.
Mm,
And
yeah.
then I had to create another one thanks to Meta. It's many years later.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks,
Ah,
Meta.
but these things happen, don't they? So it's fine. All right then.
Yeah.
Who would you say has inspired you the most?
Ooh. I think like in recent years in terms of like YouTube and content creation, a YouTuber called Matt Diavella.
Okay.
He like made lots of videos about like minimalism and stuff, but he just made very good like storytelling videos and like really high production quality. And that kind of like inspired me to up my production quality
Hmm.
and yeah, like I guess try and add more storytelling into my content and I guess structure things like actually go in with a plan for a video and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of inspired me to, I guess, yeah, be a bit more organized and produced with my
Hmm.
content, which I think has helped. Yeah.
Yeah. No, again,
Mm.
it's the same because I tend to live stream more than make videos, so that tends to
Mm.
be much more of a. I do try and sometimes at the beginning go, okay, what am I going to do here? Where am I going to go? But a lot of the time, it
Mm.
just goes wherever because it's a live stream and you never know why. So I
Yeah.
quite like the
Yeah.
chaos, but that's just me. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Mm.
that is all of section one.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah.
we've good. So now we're going to move on to section two, which is about VR and gaming, because that's how we know each other. So the first question here is, what was your first experience in gaming?
Gaming.
Yes.
Yeah. I think yeah. I think it was like old school like Doom or Duke Nukem.
Hmm.
Uh on like what was it? Windows something. Like Commander Keen days. So I don't
So
know what was first, but
that would be DOS rather than
yeah,
Windows, or
DOS. Okay, yeah. So it
yeah,
was on DOS. Yeah, playing Doom, Duke Nukem, and Commander Keen on DOS. Yeah,
like
that
a
was my first gaming experience. I
386
don't know which was
PC.
first. Yeah, but it was around that era.
Okay, all right then. So what was
Mm.
your first experience in VR?
Um, I'm trying to remember now. I think my first experience, I was working at like a games company, and one of the guys there was really into VR and had launched a VR game already. He
Mhm.
showed me, well, just the Hedgehog game. Do you know? Remember, it's like a little. It was a movie. And it was before the Oculus. It was on the Oculus
Oh,
Rift before they had controllers.
I do
Um,
know the one you
not
mean. Yes.
Lucky. No, not Lucky. Something. Yeah,
Ah,
that was my first experience. The first
okay.
game. I can't remember. It was something old school. What did Servios make?
Raw
Trying to
data.
remember. Yeah, that would have been one of them too. Yeah,
Hmm.
raw data, Australians say.
Fine.
uh, yeah. But yeah, those like original VR games that yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
everyone played.
All right. So, what has been your favorite experience in VR?
Ah, it's like I know it. I have to think of it now. Um, trying to think. I don't know. There's been so many cool moments. I think I don't know. Oh, there's been so many, but I think like the haptic suits, trying the haptic suits for the first time, I think that was
Hmm.
definitely a cool experience. That was fun. But in terms of game, I don't know. There's just been over time so many games that it just kind of blurs into one. You're like, what was cool? What else? It's like I'd have to go through my library and have a look. But yeah, definitely PCVR. PCVR experiences and probably something graphically like first time loading up Half-Life Alex. I think
Hmm.
that's pretty iconic for a lot of like PC VR gamers. Just
Yeah.
seeing those graphics and like, whoa. Yeah, that's pretty iconic.
All right then. So, on the flip side of that, what has been your worst experience in VR?
Oh, oh my gosh. I don't know. Again, I've played a lot of just bad VR games that kind of like make you motion sick. Oh, look, it's kind of like amusing,
Hmm.
but I don't rate it. The first time I tried what are the haptic suit with the electron stuff.
I remembered seeing you use that and thought, why would
Yeah.
anyone do this?
Yeah, yeah. I think like trying it and then being like, "Oh, that's like crazy." Like
So that
yeah.
was that using the same sort of tech that they use for like the muscle stimulus things?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I think it's
So
called
you're
the
literally
Owo
being
suit.
zapped.
Yeah, yeah, it's insane. And I think like the first time I did it, I was like, it did put me on the ground. Like you're
Oh,
like,
good.
"Oh, yeah, yeah." So it's like it's amusing for content, but it's like I don't recommend it. Yeah.
This lady suffers for you all, people. Pay attention.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you're trying a new game, whether it be VR or a flat game, what instantly turns you on or off?
I guess off is like long tutorials with reading, especially in VR. It's like
Hmm.
VR's so like hands-on and interactive. I don't want to sit there and like read stuff like that instantly annoys me. I think stuff I love in VR games is like when lots of things that I can interact with them. You know, sometimes they'll just be like a bottle or something on the table. I want to be able to pick it up and like shake it and break it, that kind of thing. I think I was playing Into the Radius on PSVR 2 recently.
Hmm.
And I think yeah, you can like pick up a candle and light a candle and eat a birthday cake and do all this fun stuff and it's like totally not part of the game, but it's just there and it's just fun to be able to interact with different things because that's what
Yeah.
makes VR unique is like the interaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's loads of ones to do. I remember on the PSVR one when they had the London heist, and there was on you sitting at a table, and on the table in front of you there was a lighter and a cigar, and you immediately think, "Can I? Oh yes, I can!" And you just put it in
Yeah.
your mouth and light it up, and it was like that's cool. It's
Yeah.
things that you can
It's a
do.
novelty, but I still like love it every time.
I think it's the first thing everyone does in VR if they see a table that's like got stuff on it, is just try and smash everything that's on the table. That's what
Mm.
everyone tries to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it doesn't, and you're like, oh.
Why does my hand go through that instead of doing something? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Mm.
All right then. What do you think right now is the most beneficial hardware or software advancement in VR?
Oh. Like beneficial, I think just in terms of like making VR become more mainstream, it's just like the standalone aspects of like the
Hmm.
Quest. Like that's been a big game changer. So yeah, I guess with the smaller chipsets and how they're able to, I guess, you know, get better with graphics and the fact that you can like wirelessly connect to your PC as well. I think, yeah, being able to go wireless with PC VR gaming is a big game changer as well. So all the tech that's around the standalone stuff, I think, and wireless stuff, I think that's been a really big game changer in making VR more mainstream.
I think it's made it a lot more accessible to people as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And obviously
definitely.
the price has come down a lot. You don't need
Mm,
to have a £2,000 PC or whatever in the corner. You just need
yeah,
this one thing, and it will do the lot for a fraction
yeah,
of the price.
yeah. As like a PCVR fangirl though, it's like it has to be kind of sad. Like I love like there's a lot of amazing Quest games, but I'm
Hmm.
like you just see like less games on PCVR or they just aren't like can't succeed because they just don't have the audience there as much
Yeah.
anymore. So sad seeing PCVR. I don't want to say it's dying, but becoming less
Yeah, I
mainstream.
would agree.
Yeah.
I got my start with the PSVR one, and then bought a Vive and a PC and did that way.
Mm.
So I stuck with PCVR all the way through, and yeah, I eventually got a Quest and everything, but it took me a while to turn to the standalone stuff. I
Mm.
much prefer
Yeah, I was the
the
same.
PC
The
side.
Quest 3 was this like yeah, turning point for me. Like I feel
Yeah.
like the lenses were good enough, the graphics were good enough.
Hmm.
And like I think we're starting to see some really graphically impressive games. Like I was showing a friend some Quest games and they're just kind of like, "Oh, these are kind of just mobile games." And then I showed them Behemoth and they're like,
Hmm.
"Oh, this is like what I was looking for, like something graphically impressive."
Yeah,
So,
I think the two most recently probably Batman Arkham Shadow
mm,
because that looks really good. And I'd
yeah.
agree, yeah, Behemoth as well. Yeah, it's surprising how
Yeah.
much they can get out of those little headsets.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same point, I'm
Mm.
kind of like, kind of wish that was on PC when it was Batman, just to see how they can
Mm.
really make it go because you've got the power
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
fun.
it'll get there.
Yeah, one day it'll be good. All right
Yeah.
then. What has been your proudest achievement in your VR journey?
Oh. I don't know. Hmm. I think like hearing people saying like, "Oh, I got VR because of you." Like I think
Ah,
yeah, that's kind of like a nice achievement because
mm-hmm,
yeah, especially when it's like oh, like older people like mums, I get a lot mums and older people say like, "Oh, I got into Beat Saber and VR because of you." So it's cool to like introduce maybe non-gamers to like VR and gaming through my videos. I think yeah, that's definitely Yeah, really cool. Or when little kids come up and like, I love your video. That's always just, yeah, makes you really proud. Because I think what a lot of people don't realize, like, we spend a lot of time just in front of our computers by ourselves kind of
Hmm.
thing. So you do kind of forget that impact. But when you can, like, get nice messages or meet people, it's like, okay, my videos do have an impact. So it is nice.
Oh, that's good. That's a really nice thing to
Yeah.
be proud of as well. The fact that
Oh,
you've
yeah.
brought other people into this community so we can all get to know them as well. Excellent. That is section 2 done. So there we go.
Yeah.
So, as I said before, this is a questionnaire that was created by a French journalist called Bernard Pivot. They're very short questions and usually one-word answers. So usually first thing that pops into your head, just come out and say it. Feel free to ramble. It's not a problem. That is, and that's what we're going to do. All right then. So question 1 is, what is your favourite word?
Ooh. Maybe it's weird, moist.
Okay.
It's fun to say. People get offended by it, so it's like, yeah.
So you're saying it ironically is what it sounds like, isn't
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Then. All right then. What is your least favourite word?
Oh my gosh. Probably something that people pronounce differently. I don't know. Like data. Data.
I won't take that personally. That's fine. I was going to ask you to say the word no, but I thought I
I was
won't
gonna
do
say
that.
that. No. Yeah. It's so annoying because people I did a tweet about that and like because Australians, people always making fun of us for saying no or like whatever. And then I have Australians being like, we don't sound like that. I'm like, we do.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
do.
do. I know I do. And I hear
Yes,
it all
you
the
do.
time in my videos now. I'm like, no. So maybe that's the word. Yeah.
All right then. I was tempted to put that as the first question as a joke of this whole thing, but I was like, don't do that. It's not good. All right then. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Mm. Mm. I think these days I'm like, yeah, like I said, really into gardening. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think being able to grow things and in the new year I'm trying to make some videos about my gardening adventures. So that's what I'm
Okay.
really excited about, like creatively right now. And
Mm-hmm.
because I think I love making like creative videos, and sometimes gaming can be a bit limited. So yeah, fun
All
to
right
get
then.
into some gardening content. Give it a go.
Okay. That's good. All right then. What turns you off?
Uh, being stuck at a computer all day, I think.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can picture that. I actually work in IT, so I'm sitting in front of it all the
Yeah.
time anyway, so I feel your pain
Mm,
there. All
yeah.
right. What is your favourite curse word?
Uh, Probably something. Oh. Like I say like shit a lot, so probably
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I was
Yeah.
expecting something harsher from an Australian, but well done. That's good.
I try not to swear too much. Oh, I like to say sugar, honey, ice, and tea. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like my PG-13 swear.
Fair
So
enough.
yeah.
Was that?
Mm.
That's from a film, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they use it in. Oh, it's in Madagascar.
Oh,
It
is
is.
it?
It's what the zebra says
Okay,
in
yeah.
Madagascar at one point, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fun.
right.
I didn't know that. Okay.
All right then. What sound or noise do you love?
Um, Sound like maybe lame, but like the sound of just a fan at night, like white noise kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
All right.
Yeah.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Um, Again, a nighttime thing. So there's like this striped marsh frog, and it's Australian frog, and it's outside in the pond, and it just makes like a noise all night. It sounds like a clock or a dripping tap. It just goes all night, and it's been really annoying.
Are you sure you don't have a clock or a dripping tap, and that's what it actually is?
No. Fortunately, it's a frog.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Ooh. I think something in either gardening or nutrition. I think those things really
Really?
fascinate me. Yeah. I don't think, yeah.
Okay. I've focused a lot on nutrition this year for myself, so I
Oh.
can
Oh
understand
yeah.
where you're coming
Yeah,
from
it's
on that one.
interesting. There's a lot to learn. Like nutrition science, I think. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
fascinating. Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So, what profession would you not like to do?
Uh, what was it? Oh, I was watching something. I think mm, I don't know. Hmm. I was watching like those like cruise ship videos, like how they run these cruise ships or airlines. Maybe
Hmm.
something to do with airline, like long hours, different time zones. I'd just be like, nah. So maybe like airline hostess kind of
Oh,
thing.
don't you just describe my new job because I'm going to be traveling
Oh,
all over the world.
yeah.
So it's fine.
That'd be so exhausting.
You get used to
Mm,
it. Like I say, I did it for 5 years
yeah.
before, and yeah, you can switch very quickly once you've done it for a fair while,
Yeah,
so it's
that's
fine.
it. Yeah.
All right then. And our final question for you today is: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Uh, maybe like you did good. I don't
Do we?
know. Just
No?
like, good job, get on in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
come in. Everyone's here for you. I'm
Oh,
happy
good
to wait.
enough, get on in.
I think you've
Like,
done
okay.
more than good enough, but yeah, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, there
Mm.
you are, Nacy. That has been you behind
Yeah.
the headset.
Yeah,
Thank you ever
yeah.
so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I hope you
Hey, this
enjoyed
was
it.
fun. They're fun
Good.
questions. Yeah.
I'm so pleased someone says that because every time you're like at the end, you go, "Well, what was that then?" And you're like, "Oh no." So no, it's good.
Mhm.
Why don't you tell everyone who's watching and listening where they can find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on as at Nazy on pretty much everything. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Threads, X, I don't know, all the stuff.
There's
Yeah.
too many now. There's
I
so many
know.
social media platforms, and like, where do I start? Stop?
Yeah, I
Begin?
know.
Who
People are like,
knows?
"We're going to Blue Sky," and I'm like, "I'm tired. I don't want another one. I can't keep up."
Someone
Yeah.
commented to me the other day in one of these actually that Blue Sky is good Twitter and X is bad Twitter,
Mm,
is what they said. I don't
yeah.
know, so it's fine. But
Mm.
again, thank you ever so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And we will
Yeah, thanks
catch
for having
everyone.
me.
And you're absolutely welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And we'll see everyone on the next video. Bye.